You can do this quickly. Think back and remember this E minor scale starting on the 5th fret. Or this A minor scale starting on the 10th fret, which is a D note. Don't do that. Let's give this a name. So last week we learned that this, which is A minor starting on a C note, or C major scale starting on a C note. It was called C Ionian. Let's give this guy a name. Which is A minor scale / C major scale starting on a D note. We're going to call that D Dorian, okay? Why? Because that shape is a C major scale / A minor scale starting on a D note. That's what the shape looks like. So let's do the E minor version as well, which is E minor / G major. We said this was G Ionian. Now we move up one and we apply this 10th fret one down here at the A string. This is called A Dorian. Get it? D Dorian here. Come down to the A and do the same exact shape. You can think of D Dorian as a C major scale starting on the D note, or if you're thinking of E minor / G major, you can think of it as an E minor scale starting on an A note, or you can even think of it as a G major scale starting on an A note. What can I do with two of these modes? Well, so now you can start ascending in one and descending in the other. So you can, let's take 4 strings for example. You can ascend in C Ionian, climb up here, which is like D Dorian, but I don't really think of it like that. And you can descend in D Dorian, all while staying within the key. C major, or A minor. If you want it to sound aggressive, you're playing an A minor shit. If you want it to sound happy, your C major is your backdrop. And down the track, when you get to know and identify these modes, somebody will say to you, yeah, it's got like a Ionian vibe, which would be happy. So you'd know, okay, they're doing like a, Blink 182, all the small things type of deal, or that kind of vibe. Or if they say it's got a Dorian feel, well, okay, if we play in D minor pentatonic, and if you apply D Dorian under, like, able to kind of, what Guthrie says, dimmer switch it. Like your Dorian note is a B note. So if you're playing D minor, don't use that note. Yeah, that's kind of like your Dorian vibe. I can get more into that later. Let's not veer off topic too much. Just start naming these fucking things, all right? There's only 7 names, and once you learn them all, you're done. Like, the rest will follow. The penny will drop. You'll be nowhere near a guitar, and it'll all just make sense. I promise. It happened to me. It'll happen to you. Just a good communicator amongst musicians. I want to write a song, and in the chorus I want like a Lydian feel. We haven't gotten to that yet, but and then in your brain you can go, okay, well, Vi and Satch use Lydian a lot. It has this kind of a vibe. It invokes this kind of emotion. I know what you're saying. I'm totally on your page. So it helps that way. But can you write music without knowing that shit and play solos? Totally. Like, I think Dimebag's a great example because I think he knew all the scales, but I don't think he really knew what they were called, or because you can just say play an E and you could be playing an E all over the neck and you're touching into all these different modes without even knowing it. I have a motto called I'd rather be able to play it than say it. And then there's dudes out there that have their theory down pat, but when you ask them to play something, it's a bit shocking. And then you got other dudes that don't know jack shit and are just musically inclined to, you know, play rad melodies and just rip. And when you're listening to a track, nobody can hear you spout off, well, I'm doing a fucking, you know, F major 7 arpeggio here and going into this super Locrian fucking whatever. So although I do side with the people that can play it rather than say it, I mean, obviously it's good to have both. I don't think I do. I have basic music theory, but I just milk the fuck out of what I personally like, which is Lydian and minor stuff. And big stretches, and I don't fucking know. Anyway, we're getting off topic. Look, I'll let you go. Let it sink in. Go back to the other video. Get to know, you know, Ionian. Then you got Dorian. What do you think is next? Exactly. So I'll see you in about a week.